Okay, now we will understand that in data structure and algorithms. Already I have briefed that what is data structure and algorithm, and I have taken an example of array and I have briefed that. So as I said, data structure is nothing but it is the way how to store the data in memory, computer's memory. Means how to structure the data in computer's memory, how to store the data, structure, organize the data, all are equal. Okay, so it is data structure is the way how to store the data in computer's memory. Okay, so algorithm I have briefed that a step by step instruction sequence of instructions to solve a problem. Okay, so now let us try to understand how many types of data structures. Okay, basically I told you that there are two types of data structure. One is that primitive data structures and non-primitive data structures. Basically primitive data structures means the basic data structures provided by any programming language to store the single values like integer, float, char, boolean. Okay, so these are the basic data structures provided by any language. So as I told you that data structure is not a programming language, okay, like C, C++, Java, Python, C Sharp. We can do data structures in any programming language. Means we can store the data, we can structure the data in computer's memory by the help of any programming language. So data structure is not part of any programming language. Okay, that is one point we need to keep. So as I told you that basically there are two types of data structures. One is the primitive data structure. Primitive data structure like what you know, int, char, float, double, okay, pointers. Okay, they will hold a single value. Okay, this type of data structures, these are the primitive, they will be provided by all languages. So next, non-linear data structures. Okay, non-linear data structures are what? Try to understand. Sorry, primitive, non-primitive data structures. Okay, we need to understand this. So non-primitive data structures, they will be divided into two ways. Non-primitive, they are called, I told you that, abstract data structures, otherwise non-primitive data structure. These non-primitive data structures can be divided into two parts. One is that linear data structure and non-linear data. So in linear data structure, the arrangement of data in a sequential manner known as linear data. If data is arranged in sequential manner, means one data, then another data, so then another data, that is called, if data is stored in contiguous memory locations. Contiguous means consecutive memory locations, that is called linear data structure. Means data is being stored linearly. Okay, example, arrays. Already we have studied, I have given a somewhat idea how to store the data in arrays. Arrays, as I told you that the data will be stored in continuous memory locations. Suppose if you start to store the data memory location 1000, so next data will be stored at 1001, next will be stored at 1002, like that. Okay, so for the linear data structure, examples are what? Arrays, linked list, stacks and queues. Okay, as I told you, the data will be stored in sequential manner. Sequential manner means one by one. Here one element is connected to only one another element in a linear form. So one element means one memory location connected to another memory location. Okay, in a linear form. Linear form is nothing but 1001. Memory starts at 1000, then 1001, 1002, like that. So linear form. Okay, so So in linear data structure, one element is connected to only one another element. One element is connected to next element, only next one another. That is why it is linear form. But in non-linear data structure, what happens? One element is connected to n number of elements randomly. They will so one element is connected to n number of elements known as non-linear data structure. So examples are what? Trees and graphs. Okay. So here elements are arranged in random manner, not in sequential manner. Understood that? So they are called non-linear data structures. Example, trees and graphs. Okay. Now next is what we will try to understand some more data structures. Data structures can also be classified as static data structure and dynamic data structure. In static data structure, the so the size will be allocated at the time of compilation time. Okay, so for in static data structure, the size, memory size is allocated at the time of compilation. Okay, so that's why the size will be fixed. Okay, I will explain what is compilation and what is runtime. Okay, so in dynamic data structure, the size, memory size is allocated at that runtime. Okay, therefore maximum size is flexible. So what is runtime and compile time? You need to understand first. Runtime and compile time. So runtime, compile time means, suppose if I have written x is equal to, here one code I have written x is equal to c. See, here compilation runtime I will explain. So one array created in C language. This is the array created in C language. Array, as I told you, that these elements are stored in memory locations one by one, sequential manner. First 10 at 0 index 10, next index 20, next index 30. So if we assume that memory location is 1000, so 10 will be stored at 1000 location, at 1001 location 20, the sequential manner. So now whenever this code is written, so that moment try to understand what happened. If I run this code, what happened here? Try to understand. I will explain what is compilation and what is runtime error. Runtime and what is compilation. Compilation means this is your source code. The source code compiled first. Compiled means checked for any errors are there, and then the source code will be converted into object code, I mean machine language. Now that is called compilation. If there is no any error, okay, now this source code will be converted into your object code, means compilation done. Next is what? Runtime, execution. Execution means this machine language to be converted, this machine language to be executed. This machine language means binary instructions, 0, 1 binary digit will be sent to microprocessor to get this result. Again, we can understand. After this code is being executed, and you will get the result. That is called execution. Understood that? You need to understand that this is very important to understand compilation and execution or runtime. Compilation means line by line, all the lines in Java, C, all the lines will be checked at a single time, because it is compiler based program. Then if there is no any error, this will be converted